Hello, beautiful Capricorn, and welcome to your tarot and oracle reading for January 2025. It is the first month's reading of the year. I'm so excited. Let's start this year off on a great positive note, hopefully, and see what's going to happen for you in January. Happy birthday, Capricorn, if it is your birthday. You have the whale spirit coming out for you, and this is a beautiful watery energy, actually, and this is one of the highest forms of water energy in the animal spirit kingdom, because the whale is an animal spirit that is extremely emotionally intelligent, nurturing. There is a depth of intelligence and light behind the eyes of the whale. So to have the whale spirit come through as a guide for you, or just a representation of how January is going to unfold and the energy you'll possess and carry, it definitely tells me that you are diving deep into some emotional matters in January. It definitely feels like there's a lot more luck on your side when it comes to things like emotional connection, intimacy, romance. That could very much be on the mind of Capricorns. And, it's funny because I remember saying this same exact message like 6 months ago in your reading, Capricorn. A lot of you guys have been letting this sort of simmer, or it's like the energies have been slowly building up when it comes to your romantic life, your emotional life. And, perhaps months ago, you set out the intention of, I'm going to open my energies up to dating, or that's something that I want to do, or I want to open my energies up to experiencing deeper emotional connections with people, whether that's romantic or not. I feel like 6 months ago you set those intentions, Capricorn, and that is actually 6 months is a very interesting time frame, because that is the amount of time it takes for a new moon to build into a full moon when it's in the same sign. So let's just say it feels like from July or August. So what's the new moon? New moon in Cancer or Leo. You may have set the intention to really... Probably the new moon in Cancer, I reckon, because Cancer does, first off, it is a water sign, and it does rule over emotional matters and that feeling of home. So around the new moon in Cancer in July or June, you may have sort of started to open up to the idea of allowing deeper connections to enter your life. And even if you're already in some pretty deep connections, you may have opened yourself up to the idea of reaching a level of depth in those connections that perhaps you didn't really want before or didn't think possible before. Okay, so now in January, I believe, we have the full moon. I forget which full moon. It's either the full moon in Cancer or the full moon in Leo that will be occurring in January. And so it's like that intention built over the course of 6 months. And it's reaching a sort of turning point in January for a lot of you. Okay, so there could be an opening up happening for a lot of Capricorns, where it's like there's a possibility for you to get emotionally deeper or more intimate with someone. And the whale spirit, they dive very, very deep. In fact, humans don't even know what whales be doing down there because we simply can't really, it's kind of a mystery. Like, what are they doing down in the dark depths of the ocean? So you may be getting emotionally deep or have the opportunity to get emotionally deeper with certain individuals this month, okay? We have challenges coming through as well. And this says, unbearable situations throw you directly into God's arms if you are open. Please take over, divine, and guide the right actions. Please take this burden and show me your will. Yeah. It's funny. When you have a lot of pressure, when you're faced with a lot of pressure, performance can also increase. So challenges aren't necessarily a bad part of life. If you never faced any challenges, you will never experience any growth. And some of you guys may find yourself in some interesting challenges in January. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it. That's not a bad thing. Everything that comes through in these tarot readings are very neutral. It is your own perception of reality that makes things positive or negative. So you're faced with a lot of challenges that will really... It reminds me of diamonds. They have to be under a lot of pressure in order to form themselves into diamonds. So it's not necessarily a bad thing that you have some challenges this month. And what I'm seeing with challenges, this specifically may be dealing with having a lot of change happen within a short amount of time, or like, something needs to change in a short amount of time. And so you're really challenging yourself. It could even be like something you do to yourself, like really challenging yourself to achieve something. So invite the universe to take over when it comes to you being able to overcome these challenges and grow, okay? We have the Ace of Wands coming out in reverse as your first tarot card for the month, okay? So a lot of you guys are desiring a new spark of creative inspiration, or even just more time and space in your life to really just start a new creative project or idea that maybe is just simmering in the back of your mind. However, this Ace of Wands is coming out in reverse, so it could be blocked right now in a physical sense. Like, maybe you find yourself way too busy to just get started on this thing that you want to get started on. Way too busy to really open yourself up to new passion, because this can even represent a spark of new passion, like in a relationship that you experience with someone. Even if you're already in a long-term relationship, it's like maybe you're really wanting to enjoy a spark of passion with that person. And perhaps that means like traveling with that person. Perhaps that means just having more time and space, less stress. So that way you can really dive deep into your intimacy, maybe getting into more like tantric things and whatnot. But you feel like you can't really do that unless you have more time and space and less stress, less other things in life that you need to worry about. So I think one of your challenges this month will be to create more space for this spark of passion, creativity, and inspiration. You have the Devil coming out in reverse right next to that. This is your major arcana card. So there is a lot of potential for power and strength for you this month. And actually, the Devil card is much more positive in reverse than when it's upright, because this shows you completely moving away from negative situations, addictions, or people that are more, I don't know, like not really in alignment with you. So we do see you continuously releasing, letting go of the things that aren't really serving you, aren't really in your best interest. We have the World coming out right next to that. Crazy. I feel like this card has been coming out so much from like November till now, for you especially. The World is a beautiful, positive card because it really does show you really going through a portal where it's like an era of your life is ending. I feel like a transitional space in your life is ending, Capricorn. I feel like a lot of Capricorns in 2024 were going through like this transitional space where a lot of you were perhaps processing, resting, and recovering from bigger, more dramatic closing of chapters and endings. And perhaps you were giving yourself more time and space to really, I don't know, just tie off emotional loose ends with whatever that was. And perhaps, just taking time to be by yourself or focus on yourself. Even if you're in a relationship, like just focus on yourself and other areas of life and just trying to really pour energy into your own personal foundation before experiencing more craziness in life again. And I do feel like the month of December 2024 has been one where you really like sealed the deal in a sense, and perhaps, have been making final adjustments, final closure for this old sort of transitional chapter that you've been in. So moving into January, it feels like that transitional liminal space you've been in is coming to a close. And for some of you, there could still be some, energy cords or things that you need to release, let go of, whatever. But I feel like your soul is fully like ready to move into the new. Okay, we have the Hanged Man coming out underneath that Ace of Wands. And Hanged Man is actually not a bad card when it's upright, despite, its appearance. It shows that you are seeing things from a whole new perspective. And in fact, there could have been a new philosophy, or there could be a new philosophy, a new way of thinking that you start taking on in January, like a new mindset. You're seeing things completely differently. And that changes everything for you. Let's see what comes out next to that. Page of Wands. I love that this is coming out, because remember, we started your reading with the Ace of Wands in reverse, where it's like that spark of passion or creativity was being blocked. And the Page of Wands is very similar to the Ace of Wands. It's a messenger delivering new energies when it comes to that fiery energy, that creativity, like the ability to begin a creative project that you're really excited about, or to invite more passion into your life in terms of relationships. The page is a messenger that is delivering information about all things fire energy. You know, a spark of creative inspiration that you begin to take very far. A spark of romantic attraction, and it's just beginning. You're only just beginning, even if, you know, you've been with someone for a long time. It's like there's a new spark. You're seeing your relationship in a new lens that allows you to really just experience each other in a brand new way. There's a spark of something new, Capricorn. Okay, final card out is the Knight of Cups in reverse. How committed are you? How committed are you to continuously fanning the flames of this spark? Okay, your biggest challenge will be to create space in your life to be committed to this spark of creative inspiration, romance, sensuality. You know, it can show up in any of those ways, depending on who you are. And maybe even for some of you, it's showing up in all three of those ways. You know, maybe you have like a new creative idea or business or project or something that you're really excited to work on. And then simultaneously, you're opening yourself up to love, and you are needing to create space in your life to nurture both of those things. You know what I mean? It can show up in either of those ways, any combination of those things. But the Knight of Cups, when it's in reverse, we're going to be honest here. This is someone who is really excited about the prospect of what's going on. But when they show up in reverse, it's like, are they actually going to be committed to this? Or is this a situation where it's like, you start something new and you're excited about it, and then you sort of give up or procrastinate and sort of let it die down, you know? And it's so funny that this is coming out for January, because I feel like January is notorious for this. Like, everyone starts their New Year's resolutions, and then like 3 weeks in, they give up, they get lazy, they forget about it. So your challenge this month is to really make the space to nurture and grow this spark of creativity, sensuality, romance, whatever it may be for you. Okay, there's a good opportunity here for you to do so. And, you know, Spirit is saying it's up to you, Capricorn, when you want to end your time in this liminal space. You know, you took a period of rest for like a year. Just focusing on your own independence, pouring into your own personal foundation, really just letting the dust settle from old dramas and chaos that have occurred, tower moments that have occurred in the past, and building up your personal foundation for entering into a new chapter. So it's up to you when you want to leave this liminal transitional space. Spirit's not going to force you out, okay? So the option to leave that space is here in January if you want to take it. Some of you won't take it, and that's fine. So thank you so much for joining me. Definitely watch for your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs to get the fullest overview of this month ahead. Like this video, comment how it resonated down below. Subscribe if you have not already. If you want a personal reading with me one-on-one, the link to that is always in the description box, spiritpsychic.org. I also offer my intention oils there, shamanic life coaching sessions there, as well as my online tarot reading course. So check it out. Bye-bye.